Today we'll be learning Mineral Resources, Chapter 12. Now, in this chapter, we will come across minerals. We've already learned about rock chapter last year, yes? So you know that rock contains minerals. And you know what minerals I mean when I refer to minerals? Yes? So, we'll be learning about mineral resources in our country. Now, mineral resources, they are very valuable natural resources, right? Now, these valuable natural resources are very important for any country because it leads to the economic development of that country. You need enough minerals in a country for setting up industries. So that is why minerals are important. Now, if you're thinking about agriculture, then agriculture is also dependent on mineral because we need minerals for making fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, and other kinds of chemicals. Clear? So minerals are very important. They can be organic, they can be inorganic. Right? We learned about it last year, isn't it? So, and even if you look at the minerals, they have their own physical and chemical properties. So based on their properties, they can be metallic and non-metallic. So please look at the chart. Metallic minerals, ferrous minerals, non-ferrous minerals. Now, when we are talking about metals, there are all different kinds of metals. But when we talk about ferrous metals, we mean those minerals which are having very high iron ore content and associated with it, right? So we have iron ore and manganese. Non-ferrous minerals which are not associated with iron, like copper, aluminium, all these. Clear? Now, non-metallic minerals. Non-metallic minerals which does not contain metals. For example, fossil fuels. You remember we learnt about fossil fuels in the sedimentary rock section? Right. So what are fossil fuels? When minerals, or rather plants and animals, they get buried under the soil, after thousands of years they convert into coal and petroleum. Now when we burn these coal and petroleum, they give us energy, right? So these are organic minerals or energy minerals. Inorganic minerals, these are those minerals which are inorganic in nature, right? They are non-metallic and they are inorganic both. So minerals like mica, graphite, limestone, they fall under this category. Now, if you look at the overall thing that I told you, minerals. So minerals are not equally divided in a country. They are unevenly distributed. Some areas may have very high concentration of mineral. Now this you will be able to understand. We live in this Joda Badbil Jurudi area. You must have heard from your parents that Jurudi has got very high, rich mineral resources. You must be listening from your parents that they are going to Jurudi to the mines, right? So what are the mines? An area which is having a very high concentration of a mineral, right? And what do they do there? They take out the ore. So the rock containing metallic minerals in concentrated form is called ore, right? So what do? We take it out from the soil, that is called mining, and then it is refined before we can actually use it. Clear? So you understood that it is not equally distributed, right? Another thing, they are exhaustible in nature, right? With time, they get over. Like if you have coal or petroleum, so if you use up a lot of petroleum, what will happen? One day it will get over. Because the process of petroleum and coal formation is very, very slow. but we can use up very fast, isn't it? So they are exhaustible in nature. Therefore, we should be very careful while we are using minerals. Another thing, minerals are inversely proportional to quantity and quality. What does it mean? It means good quality minerals are lesser in quantity. Understood now? If it is good, the quantity is less. Right? But we are very lucky and fortunate to be in India, which has got a very high content of minerals. Right? India is having a rich variety of minerals like iron ore, coal, mica, manganese, chromite, bauxite, and limestone.